Okay, so I have it wired up, the stack, as you see from that front angle. It sits right in between, so I have access to the boot and reset button. Don't mind that, that's a scratch, not a wire. It's glued onto the top, so I can simply plug in that connector right there. Thinking about it, I probably should have used this longer one, but I only happened to find it 3 days after I already fucking soldered it. So, that's a little too sad for me. It is what it is, though. On the other hand, I have the AS5600 magnetic encoder. There. Screwed in 3M3 screws. Soldered up. And you see there, I have the wires simply bevel under to create a good spacing between the two boards. And then come back around to the bottom. So I have enable, IN1, IN2, and IN3. I mean, from purple, it's actually 3, 2, 1, but you get the fucking point. And then I have ground wrapped around to the common ground, because as I was talking about, I don't think I talked about it in my previous issue. Turns out the ground, whenever I ungrounded it, it would give me a shitty startup, but a slightly working thing. And then when I added it, it would give me a okay startup. It would give me a good startup, but a shitty working code final result. But well, I think I had too much electronic issues than code issues. A friend of mine at school tried to, look at the code, but, there was way too much electronic issues with that first iteration than anything else. But it was actually a test, not a final design. So, yeah. And let me zoom back in for y'all. This is a little motor plug I made. Not really. It's more like just one of those pin headers, but the pins shot up and bent at an angle. Because I only did that just in case I would have to change the motor. So the code will stay the same, but I can simply just remove the encoder, which is just 4 screws, then make a new mount for the motor, remake the motor holes, put the new motor there, and, well, plug her. Yeah, I'm actually looking through the camera at the moment, so hold on. Plug the motor right back in. As you see, I did instantly. There. And yeah. The little capacitor, I put glue, super glue around it. This is all held together with super glue. Honestly, most of my robots are held together with super glue. It's weird though, because I actually do tests. It's not like I'm just gluing random shit together, other than this. Because it is technically random shit glued together. I actually do physical tests. Beyond the scope of the fucking video, but as you see, this plastic here bonds really well to super glue. So, yeah, anyways. Beyond the scope of this video, that's for a different project that I'm working on sooner or later. Down there. But anyways, yeah. So, I'm going to give you guys the test. This wire here is just for PWM read, because I plan on giving it a receiver plug-in. So you plug it into the receiver, and then as you move the stick on the receiver, the transmitter sends it to the receiver, and this gets mapped down either to 0 to 270 degrees, to 0 to 180 degrees, almost like a, servo. I have the voltage limit on it at 8 volts, 3S LiPo, so I could raise it, but not much of a point at the moment. So, yep, that's the battery, that's the motor. Gonna get it set up for y'all. So, as you see, the battery is now plugged in. The plug is a little glitchy, so when I hit it, it slightly turns off and on again. Okay, gonna get the other wire plugged in. So, if I get it plugged in with one hand for you guys get to see the motor initialization. So, spins left and right, smooth initialization. Then the motor spins to 0 degrees. Because the jig on the inside is not actually centered, I'm going to get it centered to where the center of the magnet is actually in there. So this is, 0. But I move the motor, and let me show you guys better. I'm on my long nail. I will cut them, but it's better for stripping these wires, just flicking them off with your fingers. You see, jitter, no jitter. It was all a PWM issue beforehand. Yeah, as I see the glitchy ass battery connector. It's actually on this end, not this. I tested it. But, yeah, dude. Shit, not again. Alright. So, yeah, look. As you see, I'm not moving it back. I should have had the fucking limit set lower for you guys. Because of what my phone does on the S20 FE, I'm not sure. I basically have it. Hold on. You see? I basically have it spin back really fucking quickly. But the torque is high, as you see. It's trying to pull everything towards itself. As you see, the voltage limit's 8. This battery's been charged up. Not full, though. I haven't really fully charged the thing up. So, yeah. But, yeah, man. At the moment, I am using a... Shit, anyway. I'm trying to move the motor, but, yeah, the torque is pretty high. Using a twin 204 260 kV Buddha AV motor. And if you guys would know problems, let me turn this off. Things and problems with Amazon is that, some sellers don't really have specifications fully put on. So, for this S3, I initially told you guys in the last thing that, well, you have to put USB-C to C on startup with the code. But, well, they don't tell you that. So, there's me and some other random guy in the fucking comments saying, oh, don't buy the fucking product, it doesn't work. But the product does work. It's just they don't label it. So I will have to go back there and delete my comments and, explain. Not to them, because, I didn't really ask for a refund. Now I'm stuck with 2 S3s instead of one. One with a missing button because I thought I broke it, and one with both buttons, which is on this project right here. And, yeah, so far, we have the motor returning to 0, as it should. And, yeah, the reason why I have this 5-volt pin just open is, well, okay, that sounds fucking stupid. The reason why, okay, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing with it, because there is no reason. It's out there because I have this, the ground, which is still there, because, well, this board doesn't have multiple grounds, and this, the 5-volt, so, hold up, I'm going to get the connector. So, I can wire this connector right here up to the baby thing right there. But, realizing it now, this connector is fucking ginormous. Honestly, if I was a better solderer, I would just get little mini wires going from there to there and put this in the middle, like that. But, well, it is what it is. This thing is only V1. This is just to test the code and see if this specific driver has enough torque. And so far, this thing will have plenty of torque for my purposes. It's just going to be a little servo, possibly put it on a flipping robot that just simply flips with a 3S LiPo in the back. Honestly, could be run on 2S, but, I don't know the runtime on that. I'm not a combat robotics expert. I'm more of a electronics, mechatronics expert. So, yeah. So far, just running the board on a power bank at the moment. It has some serial write function to say, okay, what we're doing. Like, if the FOC has started or anything, and all that. A little bit more on this battery, if you guys wanted to know, so I don't have to make multiple videos. Yeah, so this battery is just 3 1S LiPos in series parallel. I forgot what I did. It just, yeah, positive, negative, all that. This is an old battery, so that's all dried up super glue and all that. And craft paper wrapped in super glue to act as a very strong bonding part. A little jig connector. Yeah, they all connect individually, and, well, there is a main charging hub for it. Yep, card stock around it. I made sure to get high quality 1S lipos. So this can actually draw and give a lot of amps, which is good because, well, for these purposes, if I wanted to use a bigger motor, or just simply for the, that was funny, that was it glitching on and off. Or, if I want to use a bigger motor which draws way more amps, well, this battery would be up to the task. For a combat robotics thing, I would have to just get a regular thing, but for high voltage testing, this is the way to go. So, other than that, damn, this video is 10 minutes. I don't think you guys are going to watch this, but, well, since I did get like 40-something views on one of my shorts, I think you guys are pretty interested in this project. So, well, yeah, I'll update you soon on when I put the PWM input from a receiver. Alright, bye.